Hi guys, this week I want to talk all about potty training. I have 5 tips and tricks that I want to share with you about potty training a stubborn toddler. If you're interested, just keep on watching. Hello guys, if you don't know me, my name is Alexa and I'm a mom of 2. I have a 4-year-old daughter named Adalia and a 4-month-old boy named Copeland. Adalia was my first daughter, so this is the first child that I've ever potty trained, and it did take me a while. She did just turn 4. She is a very strong-minded, strong-willed, stubborn girl, and those are all great qualities for later on in life, but I will not deny that it made potty training a little bit more difficult. So if you have a toddler who wants to do things their own way, on their own time, this video is the one for you. So these are 5 tips to potty train a very stubborn toddler. And they worked personally for me, so I stand behind these. My first tip is to put them in underwear instead of pull-ups or diapers. And the reason for this is because pull-ups and diapers these days are very, very, very absorbent, which sounds like it should be a good thing. It actually makes it comfortable for toddlers to sit in their poop and pee because they can barely feel anything. It makes it almost dry because it's so absorbent, so they don't really care that they've gone to the bathroom in their diaper. So wearing thin underwear will, 1, make it uncomfortable for them because it will leak through, it will go down their leg, it's not absorbing in any way, or there's very, very, very minimal absorbing going on. And number 2, it will let you, the parent, know when there's an accident because you'll be able to see it much quicker. My second tip is to make them change their own underwear after they have an accident. For the longest time, I was changing Adalia's underwear every time after she had an accident. She would tell me she had an accident, or I would see that she had an accident, and then I would take her dirty underwear off, put them in the hamper, wipe her, put clean underwear on her, clean up the area, and this would happen multiple times a day. But the second I started making her do all of the work instead of me, it became much more inconvenient for her to have multiple accidents in a day. So I would have her change her own underwear, get a clean pair. I would leave pairs of underwear in easily accessible spots for her so that she can reach them and get them whenever she needs them. Same with the wipes. I did have to help her with the wipes because the packaging can be a little bit difficult, but I would make her wipe herself. I wouldn't make her clean up the mess because she just wouldn't do a very good job, so I still cleaned up the mess if it was on the floor, but she had to do everything else, and that was actually very motivating for her. She did not like doing all of that work multiple times a day. My third tip is to listen to your child and give them options. I had a little step stool and toilet cover combo that I used for Adalia to go on the toilet, but it was actually deterring her from wanting to use the toilet. It was folded up in the bathroom, leaning against the wall, and every time she had to use the potty, I would help her take it out, or she would take it out herself and put it onto the toilet. But for some reason, she didn't like this thing. She didn't seem to mind it in the beginning so much, but after about 6 months of using the thing, she didn't want to use it anymore. She was very insistent on holding herself up on the toilet just with her arms, which I thought would be uncomfortable for her. So I was a little hesitant at first to take the steps away, but in the end, it turned out being something that helped her. Listening to her and allowing her to hold herself up on the toilet the way that she wanted to was very beneficial. She was much more willing to go on the potty after that, and I feel like it was liberating for her in a way to toss out the steps, like, I don't need these anymore, I'm a big girl, and it helped her feel good about herself. So again, listen to your child. If they have requests, you know, if they want to pick out their own potty, if they want to go on the little potty versus the actual toilet, if they want to use steps versus not using steps, little things like that, I say give them the option, but of course it's up to you. And this kind of ties into another issue that you can have with stubborn kids, which is eating. I'm sure if you have a stubborn toddler when it comes to potty training, that there's a good chance that they may be stubborn when it comes to food as well. Adalia definitely is. Toddlers do not have a lot of control over what goes on day to day in their lives. Anything where they can have a little bit of control, they want to take that control. So going to the bathroom, they will do it when they want to. You cannot force them to go to the bathroom. And eating, you cannot force them to swallow something. So they are going to try to take control of their lives in the ways that they can. So something that I do during meal times is to give Adalia an option between two things. Do you want broccoli or do you want carrots? Either way, she's having a vegetable. So I'm making the ultimate decision that she's having a vegetable, but she feels like she has control over the situation because she's choosing broccoli or carrots. So the same thing can be applied to potty training. Do you want to go on the big toilet or do you want to go on the little potty? So either way, they're going on the potty, but you are letting them think that they have control over the situation by choosing which potty they want to go on. That can be very, very, very helpful for a stubborn, independent toddler. Now, I know I just gave the example of giving them the option between going on the big potty or a little potty, but in my personal opinion, it makes more sense to train them to go on the big potty. I don't see the point of training them to go on a little potty on the floor, and then once they get the hang of that, say, wait, no, you have to go on the big potty. If they ultimately have to end up going on the big toilet, I don't see why you don't just start them there in the first place. People do the same kind of things with puppies. They'll teach the puppy to go on the puppy pad indoors on the floor or like fake grass or whatever they have now, and then you say no, no, no and teach them to go outside. And animals can actually only want to go on the substrate that you teach them to go to the bathroom on. So if you start indoors, it's really hard to change it. I don't know if it's the same thing for humans, but to me, with my vet tech mind, this is just how it makes sense. I had no problem getting Adalia to go on the big toilet. Another trick that I have for you is to use other people to your advantage. So Adalia just became a big sister. She has a little brother who's 4 months old now. When I was still pregnant with him, Matt and I instilled the narrative in her that she is now the big sister. She's a big girl. Big girls use the potty. And this actually helped her. She likes being a role model, and it was very easy for her to step up to that role of big sister, big girl, use the potty. It all just aligned so perfectly, and it really helped her with her potty training. Also, if you have guests come over, you can give them a reward every time they use the bathroom. And then your toddler will be saying, hey, where's my reward? I want my reward. And you'll say, well, you know, after you use the bathroom, just like everyone else, you can have one. And it's just that extra piece of motivation. I think toddlers get tired of hearing the same things over and over from their parents. It becomes jaded when the parents say it over and over. But when a family friend says it, or a relative, or someone else that they can look up to says it, it's like they'll believe it more, or they're happier to accept it, more willing to accept it. So using relatives and family friends who come over in your favor can really give you an advantage and make your toddler more willing to use the potty. Okay guys, those are all of my tips and tricks for potty training. I know it can be really difficult when you have a strong-minded toddler, and I'm wishing you the best of luck with these tips. I really hope they work for you. And if you have other tips and tricks that worked for you, leave them in the comment section as well, because I've got another one on the way. Is there a difference between potty training boys and girls? Has anyone seen any differences? Let me know below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!